How can you relentlessly improve as a Scrum Master in the job market? Oh, as a Scrum Master at what? We want to talk about retrospective today, but not retrospective in terms of you talking about how you help your team organize retrospective as a Scrum Masters. We want to talk about retrospective today in terms of you yourself. Now, one of the biggest challenges we have as human beings is the fact that we are too quick to see what is not going wrong or right on others. Sometimes we also assume, oh, I know what is wrong with myself. But then, do we really take out the time to retrospect? Retrospective is by far one of the powerful game in the game of learning. And that is why you see the space of Agile is growing at an exponential rate. It's not growing to come back. Why? Because they have been able to capture what can help them continuously add value. Life is all about value. Customer prefer value compared to cost and time and all of that. So today we want to look at how to leverage the concept of retrospective to take over the job market as a Scrum Master. If you're already working as a Scrum Master, we're also going to talk about how can you leverage the concept of retrospective to be able to position yourself in order to sell yourself to the top. It's possible for you to get in a contract and in less than no time you buy your way to the top. But how do we really do that? All right. It's a Tuesday. Super happy to be here. We have just about 25 days to the end of 2022. And it's time to start retrospecting. It's time to kind of take a break from watching one YouTube video to another and ask yourself some questions. What good am I really doing to myself? What can I improve? What are the different areas I can add value to myself? What can I do that I've not been doing that can add value to myself? Very important. Welcome to the Scrum Chat Room with Dr. Francis Imbunya. If you're new here, make sure you're hitting the subscribe button. For our returning viewer, you know we are committed to bring value, to share value, and to tell you the reality. And most importantly, make it simple so that you have the right information to make the decision you need to make in order to close the gap as a Scrum Master. So let's look at our topic for today, which is about relentless improvement as a Scrum Master. Why is this topic very important, or why do I choose to talk about this topic today? Now, one of the biggest gaps in the job market is not the fact that many people don't know what to do. A lot of us know what to do. And that's why sometimes when you go for those interviews and then you don't cross to the next phase, you start asking yourself, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. That is why sometimes you keep on pushing your resume out and no one is giving you a call. Oh, I don't know what is going on. Now, let's learn from Scrum, right? Let's not just do Scrum. Let's learn from Scrum. In Scrum, there are 5 main events. Now, if you come from the angle of, let's say, the Scrum guide, you're going to argue that, oh, no, there are only 4 events, but they are 5 main events. So don't confuse yourself. Now, what are the 5 main events? We have the sprint planning, right? We have the daily stand-up. We have the backlog refinement or backlog grooming, how you want to call it. It happens in the middle of the spring in preparation of the other spring. So never ignore the backlog refinement and say, oh, some say it's an event, some say it's not an event. No, backlog refinement is an imperative event if you want to succeed with story grooming, if you want to succeed with getting ready. Backlog refinement is more like pre-planning. And we know that planning is one of the biggest tools in the space of Agile that help us to be able to know exactly what to do. If we don't plan, then we plan to fail. All right. Now, the fourth one is the sprint review, and the fifth is the sprint retrospective. We're not going into detail about this event. I just want us to understand why the sprint retrospective is the last event. It's the last event because it stands as a check to find out what is not going wrong. So if you work as a Scrum Master and your team is not doing well, what are you going to do? You pull them to a retrospective session and everyone brainstorm what might be a possible solution for us to move ahead. Now, it's similar to you in the job market. If you've done 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, and things are not going, and you try to tweak your resume, it's not going. You try to change your strategy, it's not going. Now, that is a clear indication that the solution you're looking for is not within your own capability, which means that we need to seek extra help. And this is the reason why we have agile coaches in companies that want to progress, right? When you, the Scrum Master, you definitely are not seeing progress. What do you need to do? You book a session with your Agile coach and you ask them questions. But unfortunately, with all due respect to all Agile coaches out there, many of the Agile coaches in companies definitely are not doing their job. I've seen a lot of people that take a lot of Scrum, because when I talk with them, they take their challenges to their Scrum coaches and say, oh, you're a Scrum Master, go figure it out yourself. Then I start asking myself a question, then why are you a coach? Why are you an Agile coach? So if you're in the space of Agile coaching, one thing you need to understand is that it's your duty to be able to help the Scrum Master succeed, even if they know nothing. Now, becoming an Agile coach is a legacy. It's not a job title. That's why servant leadership is very important. So if you're in a space and you see a Scrum Master struggling, it's not your place as an Agile coach maybe to write review and say, oh, this person is not doing well, let's kick this person out. It's your space to see that they succeed. It's a big plus for you and a big asset to you. But unfortunately, we don't see all of this integrity being displayed at the job place. We see a lot of fighting between Scrum Masters and coaches and managers and all of that in a place where we're using a concept which is supposed to, first of all, enable transparency, enable inspect and adapt, and what are 3 pillars of Scrum again? Not going off my head. Okay, and when we do that, what happened? We find way forward. Now, the 3 major output or the 3 major items which we discussed in the retrospective, we're looking at what went on where, the big wins. Yeah, you have really succeeded. You have the certification. You have been applying, yes. What didn't go well? What has not been going on where? Put a list of that. Action item. What are the action item I need to take? This is your key to success. Now, when we actually do not succeed in what we are doing, we have not failed. The only place many of you are failing is because you are refusing to do something which is different from what you're doing. You keep on doing the same thing and you're expecting different results. So as the year is rounding up, couple of very important tips for you. Number 1, find out as much as possible. Do your retrospective, be genuine to yourself, and pick out the action point. When you pick out those action points, invest in those action points. Now, it's a season where there's a lot to do. There's a lot of demand in terms of finances, but then it's a season where the period where you get so much value in anything you do is when you have trade, you have how to call it, you have opportunity cost. You want to choose this end of year instead of having big celebration. You say, you know what? I need to invest in myself. I need to get a coaching community to plug myself inside. I need to give myself a very beautiful gift for 2023. This is time for you to invest in yourself. This time for you to plug in coaching community. This time for you to hire personal coaches that will help you go through your dream. We're starting a new phase. We're closing a year and we're starting another one. What makes it a new year is not the number that changes. It's about you. So you can still get into 2023 and have the same complaint up to the end of 2024. But then the decision definitely is yours, right? So make sure that you're not just doing forward and back and complaining, I don't know what's happening. Do something different. Invest yourself, get in a community, and you will see the difference. A Scrum Master certification is not enough for you to get a job. And that is why I have a lot of people who call me when they get a job, they start panicking because they don't know exactly what to do. But this is the time you are interviewing, the time you're looking for a job. That's the time to plug yourself in a community of practice, a community that is actually teaching you what to do. No one get out of my community and started with me and is practicing with me and is going for their first day out and they blank, they don't know what to do. Now, what's the difference? Is because they're already doing what they need to do on the job when they are practicing, when they're interviewing. So if you're not in a space that enable you to do that, you're not doing yourself any favor. If you're still thinking if maybe $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 is too much for you to invest in yourself to be able to get a six-figure. Now, people, I don't like using the word six-figure. Do you know why I don't like using the word six-figure? Now, this is the advice I give every Scrum Master. Most often, many people want to get in the space of Scrum because of the money, right? Many people want to get it in the space of Scrum because of the money. I said, okay, you're going there because of the six-figure, but don't go there because of the six-figure. What you want to do is that go there because of what the benefit, which is the reward in the six-figure, can help you do. If you go there for the six-figure, you chase the six-figure, it closed, you chase the next one. If you go there because of what the six-figure can help you do, immediately you get in the space. Trust me, you're up and running. All right. So that was it for our Tuesday. If you want to be part of our coaching community, reach out. Check on the description button. You're going to see a whole lot of information that can benefit you. And besides, we're also running a webinar on Thursday. Send me a text message. I think check on the description. You can see my number there. Send me a text message. I want to be part of this webinar on Thursday, where we're going to be teaching you on how to leverage Jira. Most especially, it's very, very important now during interview to stay on top of your game. I see you on the other side. You have a great week and enjoy your holiday.